Hello, and welcome to the Venue Coach Blueprint for Owners. I'm Kyle Labar. This podcast is all about helping you fill your wedding venue with more bookings, earn more from each one, and keep your customers happy for a long time. We'll also talk about some tough times and big lessons that I've learned along the way. Let's dive in together and make your venue the best spot for weddings. Welcome back to the Venue Coach. I'm Kyle Labar, and today we are going to talk about investors. So, we've talked previously about buying the venue, getting started, and so let's talk about should you need some investors to come on board with you. And the lessons that we've learned and the things that we've implemented and how we have been able to navigate those waters. So, our first soiree, we approached, actually both of them, we approached friends and family, anybody we could think of, to present the business plan to and to hopefully help them catch the vision of what we're trying to accomplish. And we were able to find some great people who wanted to be a part of it. Now, when we first got started, we had some investors, and we had more than what we ended with. I'll just say it like that. And one key lesson that we learned was remember that everybody that you are partnering with, you are going to be um, working with and interacting with on a more regular basis. And so you want to make sure that everybody jives and that everybody's on the same page for the mission. And so our first one, we were new at really having investors and doing something like this, and so we learned a lot of lessons. And the other thing that I learned and that we all learned was making sure that if anything is done in the name of or in the stead of the business, that it's actually done under the business name and not under an individual's name. We had an investor that who is no longer an investor with us, who bought some potential assets for the business in their name, and then it was a whole ordeal to get it back to the business and not in their name. And so we learned that. And the other thing that we learned is the less people involved, the fewer people involved, the better. And meaning involved in the operations and the decision making in the day to day. It just makes it a lot easier. We don't have to get approval from 5, 10, 20 people, but hopefully not 20. But it just makes it a whole lot easier when you're dealing with just a small subset of people. And so on our second deal, we actually, with the investors that we took on, we wrote it in that they would be silent partners and that we would have the full operational control of the venue and that they were just along for the ride, investing their money, but they're not on the loan. Like you could structure the deals however you would like, as long as obviously it's incentivizing to your potential investors. And so for them, they didn't take on the extra risk of like being on the mortgage or anything like that. So it's purely a cash investment and putting their money at risk versus putting their hard-won assets besides the cash on the line, that sort of thing. So if you need them to be guarantors, then obviously more percentage is going to be required versus if you just need the cash, that sort of thing. And so we've had it both where we didn't need them to be involved and we've had some that we do. And so it really just depends on you and your situation. How strong of a borrower are you? And do you need those extra supports from other people? And if you do, it's okay, just know what you're getting into and make sure you structure the deal such that you maintain the control and as much as you can. And so even on our second deal, we did have another guarantor, and they still don't have operational control of the business. So They got more percentage, but they don't have a say in the operation of the business because we're coming in as the experts, and so we don't want people who are non-experts stepping on our toes. And so if you're just starting out and you're not an expert, just know that everybody who has operational control will have operational say so, and often they will flex that. And so if you're not cool with that, just work it out on the front end so you're not fighting on the back end. You want to avoid as many fights later as you can. And so those are just a couple of takeaways that we had from getting investors. But places to look, you start close to home. We opened it up to anybody looking to make a $25,000 investment or higher. And so you can do that. You can go, we just need equal partners or anywhere in between. You set the rules. It's your deal. Just make sure that it's enticing enough for the people that you're asking for them to come on board. And then you need to present to them with enough strong evidence that you're able to do what you say you're going to do and make the business make money. So that's it for this episode. I hope that was helpful to some of you. I know not everybody's looking to buy a venue, but some of you might be. And if that helped you, then I'd love to hear about it. If not, well, we'll catch you on the next one anyways. And I hope you have a great day.